Before I get going, I just wanted to show you how cute my son is. Here. I just want to show you. I'm glad he can't take the tops off of the markers yet, because he loves sucking on his bottle. Yeah, there's not much in the bottle, but he kind of uses it as a pacifier. And then he drops the markers and then picks them up. And then drops them again and picks them up again and carries them around. And he's so cute. I was talking to one of our therapists, and I'm like, I know that I'm kind of biased because I'm his mom, but come here, look at us, honey. But I think he honestly could like be a model. I'm completely serious. He's that cute. Come here. Come here. Come here. Look. Hey, baby. Hi, baby. Oh. He's just so adorable. So, I want to share with you, in my hallway right here, sitting on the floor, I want to share with you a couple thoughts I had about parents with disabilities, parents with kids with disabilities, sorry. Oh, Ezra is, okay, he's okay now. When our youngest son, Ezra, he's 2 years old, got diagnosed with autism just a few months ago, 4 months ago. One thing that I did, one of the first things I did was I went on Facebook and I joined a bunch of support groups for parents. He likes his head, like he likes that sensory. He likes that. I'm doing it really hard right now. He likes it. We're trying to teach him to not hit his head against the wall because we don't want him to gain that habit. And so, since he's really small, he doesn't have the habit. And so, whenever I see him like try to like bang his head on things, I'll grab his head and I'll rub it. Anyway, that's why I was rubbing his head. But I joined a bunch of Facebook groups. There's support groups for like parents with kids with disabilities, parents, 4 of them that were specifically like autism parent types of groups, support groups. And I want to tell you how amazing that has been and how that has affected me as a mom. I'm grateful for the other parents who are not afraid to be vulnerable on those sites. And I try to as well, like share my experiences, share my advice just with, what I've gone through. There are hundreds on these sites of people who are asking questions, sharing stories about their hard days, their little successes, and even if I don't know any of these people, which most of them I don't, when I read just their little short posts on a really hard day, and I go through and I'm like, oh, that person went through that too, I just connect with all these moms and dads who have children on the spectrum as well. And honestly, my day is better just because I know I'm not alone. Because those parents out there are willing to share what they're going through, and they're willing to put themselves out there. They're willing to be vulnerable. And I get to be blessed in that way, honestly. The other day, just a couple days ago, one mom said, I can't believe I'm sharing this. Now, this is not on a public page. This is on like a closed autism mom support group type of page, right? And she's like, I can't believe I'm sharing this. She shared that she had these negative feelings. She just wanted to leave because her autistic son was being so difficult every day. She said, I've been having these really strong, like, thoughts and temptations, like, just to leave. Just to be like, I'm done. I'm done. Why do I have to live my life this way? And she said, I feel so guilty because of those feelings. Just like, now I just feel like I'm an awful person. As I'm taking care of my son and serving him and helping him, I just feel awful because I don't want to be here. And she just put her honest, like, raw thoughts and feelings out there on this support group. And she literally had over 200 people comment. And all of them were positive. And I went through all of them. I probably shouldn't have because I don't have time to go through that many. But I'm like, all the ones that I saw anyway, they were all like, girl, I know what you're going through. I know what it's like. People were giving to say, hey, PM me, personal message me. Let's talk. We can call me because I know what it's like to have those feelings and to feel that guilt. And you don't need to feel that guilt. And it was so just, it was a sad thought. Obviously, she was going through this. But she had so much support because she was willing to be vulnerable and share her feelings. Share her real feelings. Even though she admitted that she felt guilty about them and she obviously was not proud of those feelings as a mother. But she was asking for help, here she is just being real and asking for help. And she got a lot of help. And a lot of people reached out because she was brave enough to be vulnerable. And there was another lady, this was just last week, who shared a message with us on an autism support group page. And she said how her autistic son had died the day before. True story. And she had found him. And he had died of, had been sick for 2 days. And he had a hard time, expressing himself. But they didn't know that he was that sick. And she had over 400 people comment. And I didn't go through all of those comments, but everyone that I saw, of course, was just thoughtful and shared their condolences and said, if you need something, if you need someone to talk to. There were many on there, hey, we've been through some similar experiences. And that was, of course, vulnerable for them to admit. I've had a child on the spectrum that passed away as well, and not me. I'm just saying, other people, other comments that I'd read had said that. And I thought, wow, people are really showing kindness. They're going out of their way to share their story and they're not afraid. They're being brave. I mean, that's tough to put yourself out there. And I'm not saying that everyone needs to put their, dirty laundry on the internet. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I strongly encourage, if you're going through something that's really hard with your kids, find a support group that's positive. It doesn't have to be, this big thing on the internet. Find a support group that helps build you in some way. And there's lots of them out there. And you can always get out of a support group on Facebook if you don't like them. There was one autism one that I was on for a week and no, this is weird. There were a lot of negative people on it, and I just got out of it, and so I'm not in the group anymore. But I'm in several other ones that are so positive, and I just want to thank those parents. Hey, Ezra. I want to thank those parents who are willing to be brave and willing to be vulnerable to help others. And I know that whenever I share about our kids, when I share about our experiences with our youngest with autism, it's a way for me to think about others. It's a way for me to get out of myself oh, poor me. No, I'm done with that. I don't want to be that way. I want to think about how can this experience help someone else? And how can my vulnerability and my just being honest with others about my story, about what we're going through, how can that benefit someone else, even if it's just to connect and to know that you're not alone. So that's my message for you today, is don't be afraid of vulnerability. It takes brave parents to tell their story. And the more parents with kids with disabilities that share, honestly, I think the better the world will be. Because then we'll have more people that are aware of what parents go through. And I don't know if you can hear him, but he's doing his grunt right now, and it's super cute. And even if your kids don't have disabilities, believe me, kids are tough. Kids are hard. And I've got 4. And the more we share with each other and create positive support groups, I think the more good we can do as parents. So thank you for watching. Keep that in mind about thinking of the word vulnerability, being vulnerable. It's not a negative thing. We can bless other people by sharing our story and even being a little vulnerable. Thanks.